الحمد لله رب العالمين وأفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا متقبلا يا أرحم الراحمين. Oh Allah, teach us what benefit us, increase us in knowledge, in good morals and in good deeds يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم ارزقنا الإخلاص في القول والعمل يا أكرم الأكرمين. Oh Allah, grant us sincerity in all of our actions and deeds يا رب العالمين. We continue by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's blessings in this series on the Sahaba radiallahu anhum. And we are in episode number 58. And we are still talking about Sayyiduna Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu ardah. We talked about the conquest of Damascus. And we talked about the decision of Sayyiduna Umar radiallahu anhu to demote Sayyiduna Khalid radiallahu anhu, to take him from the leadership of the Muslim armies. We know in the time of Sayyiduna Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, Sayyiduna Khalid bin Alwaleed, he was in control and he was the leader of the Sham area and the north part of the Arabian Peninsula. And we mentioned that there was nothing personal between Sayyiduna Abu Bakr, between Sayyiduna Umar and Sayyiduna Khalid radiallahu anhu. And this decision was completely based on seeking the interest and the benefit of the Muslims. Many times we miss these akhlaq and these morals and these characteristics that Sayyiduna Umar showed and the Sayyiduna Khalid showed and Sayyiduna Abu Ubaida Abdullah Anhu showed. And this is why I'm commenting more on this issue that I talked about last time. We mentioned Sayyiduna Umar radiallahu anhu. He took Sayyiduna Khalid away from the leadership of the Muslim armies 2 times, not only 1 time. And yet we see, despite this, we will see how the relationship was between both of them. And we mentioned when Sayyiduna Khalid radiallahu anhu, he became like a normal soldier in the army of Sayyiduna Abu Ubaida ibn al-Jarrah. And yet the Muslims, of course, they got victory in that battle, the first battle when Sayyiduna Abu Ubaidah was the leader and Sayyiduna Khalid was a soldier. And Sayyiduna Umar, when we heard about this news of the victory and the defeat of the Romans, he said, Allahu Akbar. رُبَّ قَائِلْ لَوْ كَانَ خَالِدُ بْنُ الْوَلِيدِ. That maybe someone, if we did not win this battle, maybe someone would have said, if it was Khalid the leader, then we would have won. But alhamdulillah, we have won and Khalid was not the leader, Khalid was just a soldier. So he wanted to show people that victory is not in the hand of Khalid, victory is in the hand of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wanted people to connect their hearts with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not think, Khalid is with us, so we will win. No, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who grants victory at the hands of whomever He wills. That's one reason. We have other reasons that the scholars mention, and this helps us to understand the wisdom of Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, and that he is not a guy like many of us. We issue decisions against some people just because we don't like them. This is not from my town, this is not from my country. I'm gonna give this responsibility to that brother because I know him, he's a relative of mine, because he's from my country, because he's this, he's that, because he has done something to me, he has done a favor to me. No. We're talking about the best of people. And this is why we're learning their lives. And this is why, inshallah, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wills, we will continue this series until we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I will continue this series even with myself and to myself, and even to the people who are watching and we need this. Me and every Muslim need to learn from the best of people. Because these people, they don't teach you theoretical things, they teach you how to live the Quran and the Sunnah in action. You can read the Quran and read the Sunnah and read the Hadith about to be just and to be fair. That is very important and good, but it's not enough. If you read the lives of the people who implemented the Quran and the Sunnah in the best way, that is more effective. They teach you how to apply the Quran and the Sunnah. They teach you how to live the Quran and Sunnah. It's not only theory, no. They have showed us that they can implement these great values of the Quran and the Sunnah in the best way. So Sayyiduna Umar radiallahu anhu, one of the reasons he demoted Sayyiduna Khalid radiallahu anhu is that Sayyiduna Khalid, so look, it is here an issue of different points of views. It's different policies. Sayyiduna Khalid in the time of Sayyiduna Abu Bakr, he had what do they call this? They say non-central management or administration. Sayyiduna Khalid doesn't like to return to the leader, to return to the government, let's say, or to the president. Whenever he wants to do a small thing, he has to get approval from the president. He doesn't like this way, Sayyiduna Khalid. And Sayyiduna Abu Bakr, one time he told him and gave him specific details and decisions about very tiny things and details. Then Sayyiduna Khalid told him, if you like to deal this way, I'm not willing to deal this way. Because he's a leader. He doesn't like to get permission in every tiny issue. And that's many people, they have this mentality. But when Sayyiduna Umar came, so Sayyiduna Abu Bakr accepted from Sayyiduna Khalid that mentality, and he kept him because he knew he's a great leader, so he kept him. But when Sayyiduna Umar took over, Sayyiduna Umar is very central in his management and administration. Very central. He wants to know like every penny where it is spent. He doesn't accept you to move like 1 meter, like 1 foot without taking directions. That was the mentality of Sayyiduna Umar radiallahu anhu. So he never accepted this from Sayyiduna Khalid. So this was one of the reasons that he demoted him. Another reason the scholars mentioned, and there are some narrations about this, is that Sayyiduna Umar radiallahu anhu, this is also about policy. And if you look at all narrations of our historians, you will never find any narration in which, like Sayyiduna Umar accuses Sayyiduna Khalid of any bad moral, of any like treason or khiyana or anything that is not good, not at all. It's all about different views of policies. It's all about different ways of governing issues and managing issues. So one of those reasons that he removed him from his office or dismissed him is that he told him to give the money only to the weak immigrants of the Sahaba radiallahu anhu. The Sahaba who were deprived of their homes and their families and their properties and their money. So Sayyidina Umar wanted to recompensate for those people and told Sayyidina Khalid to give only those people. But Sayyidina Khalid radiallahu anhu, he found in some instances, that he needed to give some other people as well. So he gave some other people who were noble people or people who were other than the muhajirin, other than the immigrants or the migrants of the Sahaba. So he gave them, he found that it's necessary to give them, to keep them on the iman, to encourage them, whatever reasons. And of course, it's not like now you can just hold your cell phone and call the leader, tell him I'm gonna do this. It's very huge distance between Syria and between Al-Madinah al-Munawwara, right? So Sayyiduna Khalid, he felt that he needed to take some of those decisions and give some money to other people. So this is again one of those reasons that Sayyiduna Umar dismissed Sayyidina Khalid from his position. And the last reason that we might find also that some scholars mention is that Sayyiduna Umar wanted to encourage the other leaders and to make the other Muslim leaders to appear and to have experience just like Sayyiduna Khalid radiallahu anhu. And this is very important so that you can, if you lose Sayyiduna Khalid, if Sayyiduna Khalid dies, then you have someone who's at least trained and who's ready to take over. So these are many reasons that we can find that justify the decision of Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, and we never find any word about accusing Sayyidina Khalid in his morals, in his character, or in his religion, or in his iman. You only find those words in the writings of the sick people and the hypocrite people who want to make divisions between the Sahaba radiallahu anhu. This is why we find when Sayyiduna Khalid radiallahu anhu passed away in Homs, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala liberate it from the dictators and the occupiers, and his masjid, and there's a huge masjid in Homs under his name radiallahu anhu, and his grave is there until now. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect Homs and protect Sayyiduna Khalid and his grave from the occupiers and from the extremists who came to Syria, to our country, also to dig the graves of those great Sahaba and the awliya, and to take them away, claiming that they're protecting Muslims from shirk and from bid'ah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala liberate all the Muslim lands from occupiers and aggressors of all types. Sayyiduna Khalid radiallahu anhu, when he passed away, his relatives in Al-Madinah Al-Munawwara, they held like condolence place, and they started weeping and crying. And some people came to Sayyidina Umar and told him, look at these women, relatives of Khalid, they're crying for his death, and go and tell them to stop. Sayyiduna Umar said, no. ما عليهن أن يرقن من دمعهن على أبي سليمان. Sayyidina Khalid, his title was Abu Sulaiman. He said, let them weep over the death of Abu Sulaiman. على مثل خالد فلتبكي البواكي. This is a person who deserves to be wept over. This means this is a great person. Let them. So he missed Sayyiduna Khalid radiallahu anhu. And Sayyiduna Khalid continued even after being dismissed from the leadership of the Muslim army. He worked for 4 years under the leadership of Sayyiduna Abu Ubaidah radiallahu anhu. 4 years. So he never had like any hatred towards Sayyiduna Umar radiallahu anhu. We'll finish with, before it snows and we get locked in the masjid, we finish with a very amazing dialogue, a short dialogue between Sayyiduna Khalid and Sayyiduna Abu Ubaidah radiallahu anhu. We mentioned Sayyiduna Abu Ubaidah radiallahu anhu, when he got the decision of Sayyidina Umar, he did not come right away, oh Khalid, come here, I am the leader now. No. He did not even tell him. And he kept praying behind him. We know that the leader or the Amir, he should be the one who's leading Salah and leading everything. Even though Sayyidina Abu Ubaidah, he became the leader, he did not tell Sayyidina Khalid. And he continued praying behind him until the battle finished, until things settled. But Sayyiduna Khalid knew from someone else. He did not know from Sayyiduna Abu Ubaidah radiallahu anhu. So he came to Sayyiduna Abu Ubaidah and he told him, may Allah forgive you. You had the decision of Amir al-Mu'mineen that you have become the leader. Why did not you tell me? You did not tell me. You even continued praying behind me, and you are the leader. And Sayyiduna Abu Ubaidah said, Wallahi, this passage, this dialogue is one of the amazing lessons that we have to learn. He said, وَأَنْتَ يَغْفِرُ اللَّهُ لَكَ. May Allah forgive you as well. مَا كُنْتُ لِأُعْلِمَكَ ذَلِكَ حَتَّى تَعْلَمَهُ مِنْ عِنْدِ غَيْرِي. I did not like to tell you this. I like that you know from someone else. وَمَا كُنْتُ لِأَكْسِرَ عَلَيْكَ حَرْبَكَ حَتَّى يَنْقَضِيَ ذَلِكَ كُلَّهُ or كُلُّهُ. I did not like to cut off the battle and your victories. I wanted that all the battle is over and all of this affair is settled, then you will know. You will know by yourself. By others you will know. ثم قد كنت أعلمك إن شاء الله. Then I was about to tell you inshallah. وما سلطان الدنيا أريد. I never seek the positions of this worldly life وَمَا لِلدُّنْيَا أَعْمَلْ, and I'm never working for this world. Allahu Akbar. وَإِنَّمَا تَرَى سَيَصِيرُ إِلَى زَوَالٍ وَانْقِطَاعٍ. And all of this will go to destruction. All of this world will finish and will end. It will not persist. وَإِنَّمَا نَحْنُ إِخْوَانٌ وَقُوَّامٌ بِأَمْرِ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ. And we are not but brothers. وَقُوَّامٌ بِأَمْرِ اللَّهِ, and like servants who are fulfilling the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَا يَضُرُّ الرَّجُلَ أَنْ يَلِيَ عَلَيْهِ أَخُوهُ فِي دِينِهِ وَلَا دُنْيَا. And it doesn't harm a Muslim that his brother becomes a leader over him, neither in his religion nor in his life. It doesn't harm the brother in anything, neither in his religion nor in his position in this world, that his brother becomes a leader over him. We are all brothers and we are all servants fulfilling the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allahu Akbar. وَإِنَّمَا نَحْنُ إِخْوَانٌ وَقُوَّامٌ بِأَمْرِ اللَّهِ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ. وما يضر الرجل أن يلي عليه أخوه في دينه ولا دنياه بل يعلم الوالي أنه يكاد أن يكون أدناهما إلى الفتنة وأوقعهما في الخطيئة لما يعرض له من الهلكة إلا من عصى الله عز وجل وقليل ما هو. And the governor or the leader knows that maybe he's closer to the fitna, closer to fall into mistakes because of this great responsibilities, except for those that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protects. When you have responsibilities, when you have positions, you're closer to have mistakes and to wrong people and to fall into sins and issues of injustice, etc., etc., except if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protects you. So that was the response of Sayyiduna Abu Ubaida radiallahu anhu. That was this great relationship between those great people. And we know Sayyiduna Khalid also, he knew Sayyiduna Abu Ubaidah, one of those who were given the glad tidings of Jannah. He was one of the pioneers of Islam, those who accepted Islam very early. He's greater than him. He's Aminul Ummah, the trustworthy person of the Ummah, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam described him. So also this is a great lesson that Sayyiduna Khalid, even though he knows himself he's better in the war field or the warfare, but he knew that Sayyiduna Abu Ubaidah radiallahu anhu in other issues he's greater than him, so he accepted and he listened to him and he accepted the decision of Sayyiduna Umar radiallahu anhu wa ardah. That is the great relationship between those great people. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shower them with more blessings and raise their positions more and more, and bless us to follow their footsteps. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us and forgive our parents and our sheikhs and those who taught us and all Muslims and believers. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give relief to our brothers and sisters who are suffering everywhere, and help our brothers and sisters who are suffering under occupation or dictatorships or oppression everywhere on this earth. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help them to liberate themselves and grant them victory over their enemies. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين. جزاكم الله خير.